It is one of the largest food packaging suppliers on planet Earth. It produces 180 billion packages a year. That's about 25 packs for every man, woman and child in the world. Every second, 5,500 Tetra Pak cartons are consumed across the globe. And almost 500 million of these cartons are consumed every day. It is found in a jaw-dropping 170 countries across the globe. That makes it present in nearly every inhabited country in the world. Man, method, machine, material makes this a manufacturing giant that provides safe food to millions of people.
We are supplying around 30 million packs daily out of this factory.
And what makes these packs a modern-day miracle? Innovative designs and machines that work with clockwork precision.
Everything is monitored by machine itself. It's an intelligent machine.
Milk, juices, purees, alcohol, you name it and you'll find it in a Tetra Pak carton. And its latest addition, a world-class super factory in Chakan near Pune in India. At Chakan, about 30 kilometers from Pune, is one of Tetra Pak's largest factories in the world. Spread over 45 acres of land, this state-of-the-art factory produces the packaging material used for making Tetra Pak cartons. To cater to over 100 domestic and international clients, this factory rolls out nearly 750 kilometers of these revolutionary packaging rolls every day. That's almost the length of 10,000 aeroplanes placed back to back. India is one of Tetra Pak's fastest growing markets. To keep pace, the factory at Chakan needs to function with clockwork precision to ensure that the deliveries are met on time. From the popular rectangular packs to the more compact pyramidal ones, from the funky wedge-shaped cartons to the latest one with the enhanced drinking experience of a bottle. Cartons of all shapes and sizes emerge from the fortified packaging material made at this super factory. And the man helming it all is Managing Director of Tetra Pak South Asia Markets, Kandarp Singh.
Tetra Pak invested in the first Indian factory in 1997. The vision at that time was to bring its breakthrough aseptic technology into the Indian market at a time when there was a transformation that was going on within the food industry in India. So it has been a fantastic journey in the last 20 years particularly, because we've seen growth in demand and therefore we've had to add capacity, leading us to actually invest in a brand new facility last year to stay ahead of that curve.
Even in a country like India, where traditionally everything is consumed fresh, lifestyles are rapidly changing. Growing urbanization, increasing buying power, the lack of time and the changing role of women means that packaged foods have become part and parcel of our daily lives. Today, Tetra Pak cartons are seen everywhere, in homes, coffee shops, restaurants, supermarkets, local grocery shops, and even in remote villages. We use them in our ordinary lives, but these cartons have an extraordinary quality, the ability to keep foods fresh for up to 12 months without refrigeration when unopened.
Well, one of the biggest challenges we faced, of course, is from how do we build awareness amongst consumers, for instance, on the fact that because of the technology, you don't need preservatives. You can maintain long shelf life of a beverage product, be it milk or juice beverage, without requiring refrigeration, and yet you do not need to add any preservatives to the product.
The genius lies in the packaging material and in the processing, which keeps the product from spoiling and protects what's good. The carton consists of 6 layers, which acts as a fortress for the product packed inside. Layer 1 is made of polyethylene or plastic, which guards against moisture. Layer 2 consists of paperboard, which gives it strength and stability. Layer 3 is again polyethylene, which acts as an adhesive for the next layer. The 4th layer is aluminium, which prevents the entry of light, air, harmful bacteria and odor. Layer 5 is another adhesive layer of polyethylene for the innermost layer. The 6th, innermost, is made of food-grade polyethylene that seals in the flavors of the beverage inside. But how did this idea originate? For that, we need to go back in history to the early 1940s. Inspired by the need for pre-packaged goods, Swedish entrepreneur Dr. Ruben Rausing had a burning ambition to find a practical, cost-effective alternative for packaging and distributing perishable foods, especially milk, which was largely sold loose and in glass bottles over the counter. One of Rausing's trusted colleagues, Eric Wallenberg, hit on the idea of applying the tetrahedron shape to a package. Rausing supported the brilliance of this idea and pursued it wholeheartedly to put it out into the world. He was also keen to find a way in which the milk inside could be protected from contact with air that would contaminate it. And how did Rausing crack this idea? The answer lay in his wife's kitchen.
One day after lunch at home, I talked to my wife about the difficulties of these problems. She suddenly said, "Why don't you fill the milk above the next package continuously and then seal it off in the same way as we do when we make sausages at Christmas?" I returned to my office after lunch, and in the laboratory I had a cylinder made, filled it with milk and sealed off a number of tetrahedrons with heat-sealing jaws.
What he had just discovered was a continuous filling method that would become the trademark of Tetra Pak. And soon, one of the greatest inventions in food technology, the aseptic packaging technology, was pioneered. It works on the principle that if a sterile cylindrical tube of paper is filled to the brim with a sterile liquid and then sealed immediately, it keeps the liquid from coming in contact with outside air. When the first aseptic filling machine was introduced in 1961, it marked a landmark achievement in food technology. Tetra Pak began manufacturing aseptic packaging material at its own factories and then sent it to its customers' factories. This was where the aseptic packaging material was fed into the filling machines that formed, filled and sealed the final packages with the product inside. As centers of production grew further away from places of consumption, Tetra Pak cartons began to address the need for packages to be transported over long distances and stored for several months without refrigeration. Soon, Tetra Pak took the world by storm. The tetrahedron was easy to stock. Its shape made it nearly impossible to lose balance, and when you poured out the liquid, it didn't touch the sides of the carton at all and made it drip-proof. But with changing times, the design and functionality of the packs had to also evolve to keep up with the demands of the decades.
Ruben Rausing could not possibly have imagined what would happen with the Tetra Pak packaging portfolio after he invented the Tetra Classic. Due to consumer and food producer demands for increasing functionality and differentiation, the portfolio has broadened in many different directions.
Perhaps the most popular Tetra Pak carton of all time is the Tetra Brick package.
So if we look at the evolution, one of the first major milestones after Tetra Classic was the Tetra Brick package. And when you combine this with aseptic technologies to get Tetra Brick aseptic, this still today represents absolutely one of the cheapest and most cost-effective ways to distribute and protect food.
The Tetra Brick aseptic, what we call the brick-shaped package, and that's really been the cornerstone of our success across the world and starting also in India, because it gave some very strong logistics advantages to our producers, to the brand owners, the manufacturers, and at the same time the convenience to the consumer as well. So that still remains to be the largest selling package in our portfolio today.
Tetra Pak's hundreds of innovative designs get produced across the world at its 40 different factories. Chakan is one of the largest Tetra Pak factories in the world, and the responsibility of ensuring that this mammoth production runs smoothly lies with the factory director, Dilip Bhave.
We are supplying around 30 million packs daily out of this factory. And, whatever we are producing is made to order. So our customers are waiting for these orders to come there.
So imagine, every day from these rolls churned out, there can be a pack each for the total population of some cities like Mumbai and Bangalore put together. That's 30 million packs a day produced from this factory. It all begins with the raw materials, which are stocked in huge storage bays from where they get taken to the main factory to be transformed into the Tetra Pak rolls. Before the packaging material actually goes into production, it needs to pass a crucial stage in the design department. Not only does a lot of thought go into developing every product, but also in fine-tuning the designs. Tetra Pak's design department works to ensure that the correct design and branding appears on the packaging. With consumers becoming exceedingly concerned about reading the fine print on the carton covers, every piece of information to be printed becomes important. On an average, nearly 130 new and modified designs come to this department every month. For the design team, it's a tough job to juggle the requirements of the product, and every day poses a new challenge.
We have got this printout which has come out just now, and the design looks to be a little complicated. We have to print the coconut flesh, which is white, on a background which is white. So that is a little bit tricky part of that. This is a light source which is D50 light, which represents basically the daylight. And what we are going to check here is the true colors. So if you see here, this strip, it shows two different colors at this moment. But if we see it in the daylight, let's check whether it looks as one color. If it does, then it is the correct color. So it gives the true colors on the proof, and then we match it with the target, whether it is a close match, to show it to the customer for approval.
This is just the beginning of the journey. Once the designs are approved, the rolls are ready to be printed and sent for the most crucial process into a high-speed laminator machine. Here, paper, polyethylene and aluminium come together to become the revolutionary packaging material that has changed the world.